What's up, everybody? Cody and Adam here with the DMC podcast. We're coming at you with episode number 28, and it's a wonderful day because, number one, it is the man, Adam Rigby, the legend himself. It is his birthday today, which makes this podcast even more special. So, brother, let me start by saying happy birthday, and let me second that by saying, what's up?
What up? Thank you.
What up?
What's up? Thank you, mate. Great day. Such a good day. Such a great year, actually, with an even more monstrous and monumental year to follow. So, yeah, really excited. As much as birthdays can be one of those days that a lot of people dread, as you start to stack them one on top of the other.
That's right.
Loving life, loving the experiences that I've had the opportunity to partake in. And all the stuff that we've achieved actually over the year. So it's been cool, man. I'm in a great place and getting some very cool messages. Got a lovely picture dropped in my mailbox from another young lad called Adam, who's the son of our hairdresser who used to babysit my kids. So bumped into them the other day on a COVID walk, and had a chat to him, and he felt compelled to draw me a little picture with a birthday cake. So that was super cool to find in the letterbox. So thank you, little Adam from Big Adam. And thank you to everybody for all those lovely notes and messages. You know, it's like, hey, bro, texts and people reaching out and posting photos and stuff. So, yeah, it's super cool. It's super cool. Very grateful, very humbled.
Mate, I saw some of the photos posted, bro, and I think one of the best things about, especially these days with Facebook, I reckon one of the best things is when it's someone's birthday. You know, when you can, like, when people connect with you and message you and post photos, everything else can just basically be deleted, I think, these days. But that is the best thing about Facebook, bro. So I saw some of your photos, and they're always older photos too. And see, I only know you as Adam today. So when I see some of those older photos where you're on spin bikes and, you know, from I don't know how long ago photos are, but mate, so cool, bro. I love it.
Still on the bikes, bro. Still on the bike. Still passionate. There's some OG photos when Justin and I met a very long time ago. We're talking 3 decades ago, or nearly 3 decades ago. So some cool memories, and that's the, you know, back then we were taking photos and actual photos with actual cameras. Now it's all on a film and phones, which is still good. So keep taking photos, peeps. That's all I say, especially with your kids. We do religiously take a photo every year for Christmas, and just watching the progression of our growth as a family and people over year to year, and also our fashion choices as they progress or degress from year to year is always interesting to track, especially when you get as old in the tooth as I am. So mate,
good, bro.
a super celebration. And look, I think it's, you always do. You do a little bit of an audit and a debrief, and you think about things that you've yet to achieve. And honestly, mate, I've got zero complaints. Just in such a great place through the connections that I've managed to make and where I'm at as a person, as a human being. You know, a collection of experiences and interactions and conversations, and fortunate to have a lot of really great people in my life. So thank you to those people who are making each year better than the last. It's cool. It's cool.
It's awesome.
Let's go.
And I think I love what you say about taking lots of photos, and that's the thing. I suppose it's the beauty of the digital age, because you can't, other than memory, you can't really, like, you know, in the old days you had 36 photos on a film or whatever it was, and once they're done, you got to change film, get another one, or if you run out and you haven't got any other ones, you can't, you know. So it's cool now. You just go hard, mate. Take millions of photos, keep the good ones, or they're all there. I've uploaded mine automatically to Dropbox for the last, like, I think it's 10 years now. It would have been in there. So I can go back into that Dropbox, and every photo I've ever taken is actually in there. Not even ones I want to keep. They're just everything. The videos I've seen in there of babies, you know, like Maddox when he's a kid. And, mate, it's awesome to have it all just sitting somewhere, eh? I mean, who knows? It might crash one day and you lose everything, but because you got nothing printed. But anyway, mate, it's cool, eh? Take them all.
Yeah. And you know how fast time goes, eh? And this was saying, memories do fade. Sometimes the pain sticks around a lot longer than the memory itself, you know. So a timely reminder, peeps. everything progresses. Stuff does get better. Your fashion choices do get better over time. Your hair does eventually get better. Find a hairstyle that suits your head and your face. There's a few wild ones in between, mark my words. You may go through a mullet phase in your life, or thinking you look cool with a mustache. You might go through that phase in your life.
I was the faux hawk, mate. I had the mohawk or I had that thing for years, and they're on Facebook. There's some videos and photos of that hairstyle for a while too, mate. But there's a fair few.
Yeah, but mate, what a laugh, eh? And it's great to think, how the fuck did I get here? I look back at that kid, and I'm like, holy shit, we had some laughs, we had some times. There was some absolute disasters along the way. But as we've always said, in time, you'll find yourself, you'll find your people, you'll find your purpose and your mission in life. You'll connect with something that's really huge and enormous and will drive you through the rest of your life. And everything you've been through, no matter how hard, will start to make sense to you. And that's, I guess, where I'm at, and having the ability to talk about it to other people has also been a blessing, an absolute blessing. So, yeah, had my mum over, went and picked her up last night. Love her to bits, an absolute legend, hardworking woman, do anything for anyone. Deaf as a post. We've managed to hook up some hearing aids, but she is challenged with technology, as a lot of people in her generation are, so just helping her along that journey. But yeah, blessed to still have Mumsy around. Father, as most passed away a while ago now, so don't have the opportunity to share time and space, but he's always in my thoughts. And so yeah, to have Mum here and just to sit down with her and chill, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So yeah, spending it with the loved ones and catching up, and obviously catching up with yourself and all of the fam on the birthday, just touching base, saying hi. It's pretty cool. It's wicked, in fact.
Awesome, man. And it's nice that there's been a bit more freedoms have been, again, obviously not in the Auckland area at the moment. Fingers crossed very soon, but to be able to get out a bit more and see some people and do things. I mean, we're going to go see some friends today. Even when a buddy of mine messaged me on Friday, I think it was, he goes, "Oh, mate, I know." So not Friday, during the week, he goes, "Oh, come over this weekend." And in my head, I didn't even realize that we could go to someone's house. Like in my head at level 2, I was still at that whole phase of like, I go, "Oh shit, we can go catch up with mates now. This is crazy." Like I just didn't even think about it. It's so strange. So that's us this afternoon. We haven't caught up with anyone for ages, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and bro, people are still under depression, I know it, eh? And it's quite funny how you go and maybe bump into my neighbour today, and you're having chats, and they might say to you, "Oh, look, I'm really, really struggling," and begin this chat about a whole lot of stuff. And after it, you can see them visibly more relaxed, feeling better, because they've had the opportunity to talk to someone different about the stuff they're going through. And it's amazing. It happens a lot. People are craving that connection, or they feel as though something's missing, or they are struggling because we don't have the connection, because we don't have the ability to have those conversations a little bit wider, face to face. The fitness industry obviously is hugs and high fives, an affectionate crew, a whole lot of people that truly love and care for each other, which is amazing. And we're not allowed within 2 meters of each other. The struggle is real, peaked. But we'll be back soon to high fives and hugs and doing the things that we love to do. Back on Wednesday night to do some high intensity interval training. That's sprint. We've talked about it before. Absolute fire on a bike. I nearly died.
Oh, you were back. You were back last week.
Yeah, I was back, and I did another class on Friday. But I think it's one thing, and I did chat to the class about it. You've got to really be mindful of your health and well-being when you go back into those situations, like going back into class, because this is way different. In your garage, if you're watching a video or you're training with mates on Zoom, it is way different to that experience when you've got a coach 2 meters from you, when you've got participants and the energy is different, the feel is different, and the intensity is way different. So there was a lot of shocked people in the room, myself included. I was like, holy shit. And then it kind of flooded back to me what's really great about it, because I reconnected with that. Oh my God, can I get through this? This is super challenging, but I'm going to apply myself, inspired by the people around me. I'm going to work as hard as I can And then you get to the end of it and you get that rush, you know, the adrenaline, the endorphins, as well as, you know, the dopamine that you had flooding through your body in anticipation of the workout itself. So yeah, super cool to be back or halfway back to the gym, wearing masks, obviously, except when we are exercising. So people are doing their part, because, you know, we have far out, we've missed it. We're craving that little connection with that stuff that we really, really love, the passionate stuff.
It's good to see that the gym's open up again. I mean, yeah, it's funny how your body changes. Because originally, bro, I did the, you know, the week we went into lockdown, it was like a Wednesday or something. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll do this week, just chill. And then that chill lasted like, I was like, until the gym opens back up, I'll just be kind of chill. And obviously that wasn't 3 days. It was a lot longer than that. So I was back this week training, and I trained with, you know, I was at my new job. I was actually up in Hamilton up there, and there's a gym on site. So we're in the, you know, our showroom gym, with all the gear, mate, obviously, because that's what the business is. And we're doing a little CrossFit workout with one of the team there. And mate, my heart rate, I hadn't pushed it to a certain level for so long. And then even the endurance, my muscle endurance was like non-existent. And then even last night, flying back, that's the day of, I did this workout. My back was hurting, my shoulder, I couldn't lift it up. I was like, man, I am in bad way right now.
Did you,
or just more afraid.
Did you do your daily after that workout?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I knew there was something up, bro, because you were like, you were taking a moment. I was like, it's like you'd run for a bus, and we're sitting down. I thought, maybe he's just done a training session.
Mate, we just finished. I was like, holy shit, I better get. I was like, holy shit, because the day before I completely forgot. I mean, mate, I've been going.
Oh, you've been on fire
all day. So busy. So I was like, oh shit, that's right. So I thought I'll do it right now while I've just got it in my head. Otherwise, mate, distractions and all sorts of shit. But yeah, it was awesome, mate. Good fun.
Well, it's good to see you settling in, and you know, obviously talking to one of our great mates who was one of your referees as well. And part of the interview process was saying to your new manager that there would be no better fit, no better person for the job than you. And it's right, you know, so you've kind of landed on all fours there, bro. And it's good to see the energy levels just peaking. I mean, who wouldn't want to go into the office and just surrounded by 20 kg plates? I
walked into a gym and the smell of rubber and everything about it, I was just like, oh, I'm home. And obviously the phone calls I have, the conversations, it's all with people that are either done or want to do or a part of things that I've done in the past. And it's sort of like I'm getting to relive the excitement of opening my first gyms, you know, 10 years ago. And that's sort of the excitement of people I'm talking to. And I'm like, man, how cool is this to help people with that journey? It's awesome, mate. I'm lucky.
And having the opportunity to share all of that knowledge and experience, and that's it. We bank it. And you never know when you never know when you may need it in life. All of the experiences that you've had, and then one day someone turns to you and asks you a question about something, and then you just go, what? Memory banks, pull that out.
Yeah, crazy,
you know, from the heart and soul, and you're like, yeah, that's why. That was the lesson in that moment, and that experience, and you know, having the opportunity to share it with people and help them on their way, especially in the fitness industry, when we're trying to truly, you know, improve the lives and make people healthier, and of course happier as they move and improve. Outside of this aesthetic Instagram bullshit, it's just about moving, improving, being the best versions of ourselves, which is commendable, and it's something we all chase, and it's something we all value, you know, and being connected to the Les Mills as part of the journey, you know, that core, that heartbeat right from the top, that truly believe in the purpose way past. You know, of course, it's a business and there has to be business decisions made, but it's really all about the people. We love that. We love that. By the people, for the people. One thing I was did my daily last night.
Yeah.
Oh, you blacked out there, bro. You back?
Jimmy, mate. Yeah.
You're back. Yeah. So I did the daily last night, you know, and I was thinking about, especially the space I've been in and all the stuff that life throws at you from time to time, and just the overwhelming message that it does get better, it will get better over time. Everything improves, and as we say, memories come back to you. The lessons you learn, as long as you do take the lesson and are brave enough to move on, to carry it with you. We have chatted about that a lot, and the value in that. It is super fucking hard. We don't expect people to be, mindful or mental health guru or Jedi straight out of the gate, but it's always worth trying to implement a couple of key strategies to allow yourself to move on. Just try. And when you feel yourself slipping back into those old bad habits, just check yourself. And we were talking about that yesterday as well, when you're firing up in conversations, just to step back and having the ability in moments and conversations just to step back and check yourself and figure out where the knee-jerk reaction is coming from. That was out of that book that I'm reading at the moment. So you want to talk about race and just some interesting observations and commentary on having conversations about tricky stuff. So yeah, I'm still working through that book. Woo. Mm-hmm. 4 hours in. Yeah. But how's everything else setting up for you, brother? You're back home, so you are flying around. How you finding the challenge of just, that push-pull that the start of every career or any career has? You're dealing with that okay? And obviously the move too, the expectation that you were supposed to be in Auckland by now. Yeah, so much going on.
Yeah, mate, it's all going pretty good. I mean, the team, again, which I knew, but the people that I'm working with and everyone involved, mate, legit. So, like, the whole crew has been super awesome. When I'm away, it just means I'm just focused a lot on work. I've been going to stay at the office late. Just if I don't rush home for family, then I just keep on going, mate. I love to work, but I also love my family more. So when I can, if I finish the day like everyone else, I'll go home. But now I'm like, I might as well just keep doing some stuff. But everything, sort of piling on the job. There's a few things to learn, obviously. There's some new stuff, there's a lot of crossover though. The general knowledge is good. The main focus will really be, I was away for about 3 days last week. Next week will be another 4. I'm back for the weekend. It's great to come back. I mean, I do all right with 1 day away from family. Any more than that, I start, missing them a bit. So that's going to be tough because we're going to be doing that a lot until like around November. So yeah, I mean, I've got another week up there, and then I think I'll do a week back down here, and then hopefully we're starting to get a bit closer to changes of levels with my new turf, new territory up there in Auckland. So
nice,
mate, overall going well, bro. I mean, yeah, overall
nice.
Really focusing just positive attitude, staying in the game, just staying upbeat, one day at a time, mate, one step at a time, not trying to get too far ahead of myself.
Yes, that glamorous life of the traveling salesperson, and people see that, and even internally, people see you traveling and you're high energy and happy and making connections and shaking hands and kissing babies and doing all that type of stuff. But being away from home does suck. Obviously, if you love your family, it sucks even more. Going to dinner alone, sleeping alone at night sucks. Not having that little pillow talk with your wife, not being able to kiss your kids goodnight, not being able to have those little intimate chats, and hugs at the end of a day and the start of every day sucks. But there's always a method to the madness, because I always go back to, why am I doing this? And it is 100% obviously focused on, I've got to do a lot of it is in terms of that self-satisfaction, doing the best I can, challenging myself, putting myself in the absolute best position to be successful and to do everything I can to be successful, not only in business, but also as a human, to be my best, to do my best. And what I'm providing, obviously, is, if you think about whether, income, right? But also some lovely letters from my kids about, the fact that I'm there for them, that I'm a role model, that all of those types of things that I strive for, to see that written on paper. And that's been, why I've stayed in this job for so long. I just obviously love the job, love the selling component, love the connections, love the helping people, love the availability, the options that it's given me to always be there for my kids. Majority of the time, let's say 90% of the time, be there when my children needed me, my wife needed me. So, and that's everything. It's getting that balance right, peeps, finding finding your dharma where you are at your absolute best, performing at your best, and then everything else benefits outside of that, right? If you come home fulfilled rather than completely drained and empty. And it's hard. I'm not saying that every day is going to be great. You're going to have bad days. Everybody has bad days. But, the getting that balance right, and having people, family around you, especially loved ones that know, yeah, well, fuck, he's having a bad day. Can I just, what do you want, a glass of wine? Or just want to sit down? Or would you like a jump in the spa? Or what would you like to do? So, it's got to be this. You've got to figure out why you're doing it. And if you're continuously slamming your head against a brick wall, going home fucking miserable, you don't like the people that you work with, you feel like you're getting nowhere, like you're not getting heard, I say speak up first. Do something about it. There are things that you can do internally with having a conversation, whether it's with your manager. Don't go straight to HR, obviously. Talk to the people around you that you trust. Talk to your boss. Talk to your boss about it. And if they're not open to assisting you, and that's what we should all be involved in organizations that want to lift you up and see you be at your absolute peak, right? Your peak powers, because the business benefits when you're at your peak powers as well. That's a difficult thing, the challenge of having employees. But just speak up about it. Don't just think, fuck this, I'm out. If there's an element that attracted you to it, but it seems as though it's all unraveling, speak up.
Right. Good example here, mate. And because of that whole make no assumptions, we did I remember one year, mate, in my last year of high school, which is like your go-to year for me, for representative rugby. And I played a whole club season for my local club. And at the end of the season, I didn't get it. I played out of position because our club was down. So I thought, because of my reputation, I could play out of position for a season and then do a favor for my coach. And then they'll be able to, I'll still make the trials at the end of the year because they know who I am and I've been there forever. Mate, the end of the season came and they named the trial teams and my name wasn't in it. I wasn't even there. And so I remember talking to my coaches and he's kind of like, well, what did you want to do with your rugby this year? And he goes, you've never really talked to us about it. And I was just like, what do you mean, bro? Obviously I want to be the man. What are you talking about? And he's like, and so that whole assumption that people know what your goals and your desires are,
exactly,
especially when they play a part in it, right? If they know what you want to do, and of course, quite modest high school New Zealand kid, you're not really going to go and say, I want to be the best, help me out. But I could, you've got to voice those things, and who knows, there may be opportunities to develop you better. There may be coaching clinics. There could be all sorts of things in the workplace too, that can be really help you go. But if no one knows, no one knows.
And it's okay if you want your boss's job. That's okay. What's not okay is if you also want his house and his car and his wife. And that's, you've got to stop there. Draw the line somewhere, Pete. But if you're chasing a career internally and you want your boss's job or his boss's job, fuck it, speak up about it. Let them know, because there are people that slide in. If you got, and I think most businesses have got them. You've got people that go, how did they get there? Maybe they just had a conversation and said, look, I want to do this, and they say, well, shit, no one else has put their hand up. Bravo for you. That's the go-getter that we want. Speak up when it comes to, and again, it's just backing yourself, right? It's just backing yourself. A lot of successful people have talked themselves into opportunities and situations. And there's an element of a little bit of that, as we talked about last week, the faking it till you make it or faking it till you become it. But still, you've got to have that belief, that self-belief. A lot of that will come from surrounding yourself with people who believe in you too, right? Because that'll rub off. And when you do that, that's why the training environments are great, or just, picking and choosing and being mindful who your friends are. Are they people that lift you up and support you to the ends of the earth with every decision you make? Accept that there are bad ones and pick you up afterwards and celebrate the good times with you. Don't just look at you and go, oh, fuck, the jealousy. So surround yourself with people who will believe in you, that will rub off and that will give you some self-belief. And even if you don't, just try and muster it up from somewhere. Think back to those situations, those moments in time, like we do, digging into the memory banks and thinking, remember that time where I was down and I was out and it was me that got up. It was me that got up, or it was me that spoke up, or it was me that ran that race, or it was me that lifted that weight, or it was me that stopped that fight, So think about those moments in time to build, to super stack your self-belief, and then go into these situations and put your hand up and say, yes, I'm interested. And they will be interested in you. Who are they? Who are they?
Who are these they you're talking about? Who is they? I love that, bro. So good, eh? Yeah, like I remember over the years when you played so coy when I was young, you played so like we talked about that, the old hidden in the back room, like anywhere, right?
Yeah, head down, the old turtle, putting the head in the shell. Don't pick me, don't pick me. But now's the time to speak up. It's okay, it's okay to be confident in your own abilities. It's okay to be self-assured. It's not okay to do that at the expense of other people. So putting other people down to build you up, that's not fucking cool at all. But pump yourself up and inspire others to do the same. And we talk about it all the time. This is the time and the place and the moment where we need to lift each other up, praise each other more, be there for each other, be kinder, support each other, have the little DMCs, those conversations that we've been talking about for 28 weeks, 7 months, peeps, of DMCs. Yeah. And I was thinking about it the other day, mate. Wowzers, 7 months we've been talking more about the DMCs. And I know that a lot of you that are listening or watching have gone out and had some conversations and are reaping the reward and the benefits and are getting more confident in that space. And you are becoming the DMC podcast as well. You're becoming the role models, the mentors, the guides, the shining lights, the stars in other people's lives, which is amazing. And it's okay. It's okay to be that. Don't let it weigh you down. Just be 100% authentically yourself, because it's in you. We know it's in you. It's in us. We decided to do something about it and speak up about it. So throw it out there. And all it does, this just started with someone saying, hey, you should do this, right? And we looked at each other like, oh, sure, should we really? And they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Might as well. Yeah, let's just go.
And then right. 7 months later, and this has enriched my life in so many ways. Just the ability to talk. Talk to yourself, talk through a whole lot of other things, but the fact that we are communicating to other people out there and being able to share just small stories and those little nuggets to help people through some tough times, a lot of things, suicide prevention and are you okay, and all of those things that have cropped up daily, weekly. We've got things to shift our focus and I follow a guy on Instagram, that was like, that's cool to have days. But that should be us every day. Are you okay should be us every day. Checking in with our friends should be every day, not just wait for one day a year and the other 364 we're going, geez, whatever happened to Cody? And then on the day where it says, oh, today is are you okay? Reaching out going, hey, are you okay? Well, where were you the last 364 days? We talk about it a lot too, bro. If someone's name pops into your head or a picture of someone, a moment, and you think, oh, you start thinking about someone, just reach out, send them a lovely little message. It could be for a reason. And who doesn't like hearing from an old mate, an old friend? And again, like today, birthday messages, and thinking about a whole raft of people that have been fortunate enough to connect with, and will continue to connect with, thanks to this wonderful world of technology that we have, but also the gym environment, the community, the wider community that we have, and the cause. Nothing's bigger than the cause. Shared purpose, a shared passion, that common ground, that draws us all together. Right. That's the gold. That's the nugget, peeps. That's the nugget.
It's quite funny because we when you schedule in like what we do, we schedule this every week, right? So you've got to make it happen. It's almost like that's the sort of thing to commitment. But how good is that? You chuck it in. I mean, I used to have a couple of mates that we would do a weekly phone call and just talk about what we were up to. One was in the States at the time. 2 of us were in Korea. But such a cool way just to revisit, and it'd just be like like you do on your bike, right? Like your way that you guys do when you do your rides, and everyone just links up and you chat. mate. But we used to schedule it. It'll be in your calendar. Sunday, 1:00 every week. Catch up, share what's going on. What are you reading? What's happening? I mean, essentially, what we're doing right now is the same thing, right? So good, man. And I think
that's it,
people,
mate.
you know, it's a good thing to do.
And you think about, you know, if it's important, you'll find a way and you'll make time to do it. Well, if you're thinking about it, if it's in the back of your mind, it's important because something's tapping away. Something's in there that's telling you that this needs to be done, that you need to accomplish it. And it could be anything. It could be a conversation, a chat, could be a goal, could be something you've always wanted to do. And my message last night was a kind of a message of hope. It's never too late. It's not. Your best days are yet to come. If you're positive, if you've got that progressive mindset, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to read, if you're willing to talk to people and just learn, your best days are yet to come. And I love that. And I kind of feel as I'm living proof of that. Now, I know, as we have discussed, again, there will be some tough times coming up as we progress through the next, you know, decade, next 20 years. There will be some tough things that we will have to deal with. But that's okay when you surround yourself with great people, and it is part of it. It's the highs and lows which make life so interesting, eh? You can't expect to live that Instagram life and run it 1,000% all the time. You know, you don't get out of bed with the eyes looking on point and the lips fully made up and the eyelashes stuck on. It's just life's not like that. Perfect. Perfection is imperfection.
That's right.
You know, all of these things that make us wonderfully different, and that's the great thing. That's the great thing about connecting and chatting. You know, you might not necessarily agree, but it's your opinion, it's what you've learned. But hearing someone else's opinion from what they know, from what they learn, and finding middle ground, or agreeing to disagree, or accepting that everybody has different opinions, ways of doing things based on how they've been brought up. Wonderful. Fuck, it's wonderful. So cool. Reading, amazing. Never a reader in my life, and now just an appetite for connecting with stories and just loving it at the ripe old age of connection tunnel.
Hey, bro, going back to your like going back to your like chats about you know, like opinions and things like that. I think you're so right, eh? And I think that we need to be we're getting to the point where people are like to give their opinion. So when it's debate, then they shut you down, whether it's online or, you know what I mean? So people aren't willing just to have chats anymore. It's like, oh, this is the conversation. Or it's like, no, you've offended me because you believe something I don't believe. So now you're dead to me and I'm going to cancel you off the planet. You're like a celebrity or someone else. Like celebrities and things like that. Now you're cancelled. We're going to get rid of you because of that. Like,
backing out of a conversation.
In the old days, we used to just have a conversation about this. And now it's like, nope, I'm offended. You're out.
You know, I think as to the point before this book about so you want to talk about race, and when you hear something that upsets you, or you're going to react to it in a way that I wouldn't say aggressive, but passionate, right? Just pause for a moment and think about, why are you going to go hard back at that? Is it something that you disagree with, and why is that? You know, you don't want to unleash a whole can of worms and just shut someone down when they're trying to say something. You know, it's the old thing. Oh, well, hang on, let me finish. How can you try and stunt a conversation when they're halfway through? You haven't even had the opportunity to sit and listen and let people express not only the what, but the why. Because people do things for very unique reasons based on, could be life experiences or where they're from. So take the time and the opportunity just to listen. And if you're going to react to it and want to stand up and go, just check yourself and say, why is it? Is it just ego? Is it my lack of knowledge? It's okay if you don't know stuff. All right. You don't. Yeah. And I think we went back, you know, we can go many episodes when, oh, you know, someone's, have you read? Oh, yeah. Fucking no idea. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know Bill? Oh, yeah, Bill. Yeah.
Hey, man, have
you read that book? Oh, yeah, I read that book. You've had no fucking idea to say, no, I haven't. Tell me about it. Boom, half an hour on the conversation just about this fucking book. Or, oh, mate, you have to read it. Okay, write it down. Give me your phone. bunk, or I'll send it to you. That's how to get a conversation going. Don't just, it's the cop out. It's, I'm halfway in, I'm halfway out of the conversation. Oh, this isn't really going my way. So, oh, yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Watching time, watching walls, watching people. Be invested, be prepared to learn. It's okay to react.
Yeah, bro.
I say negatively, but if people don't think your way, fuck, that's the world we live in. Right? Don't look at Facebook to conclude all your opinions. Don't read the paper. Don't look at the news. Get out there and experience and talk to people who are living it.
Yeah, mate.
Lights out.
Yeah, mate. The best thing. Yeah, that's right. You got to feed the brain with the right stuff, eh? So, mate, it's quite funny. So, bro, well, there you go. Now we're talking.
Dim the lights.
So, what's on this week, brother? What's on? What's happening coming up? What's coming up next week?
Thankfully, I've got the ability to travel just a little bit, so a couple of hours, a little bit of driving, lots of meetings on, lots of internal meetings. We've got some pretty hefty targets that we're coming together as a team to help each other achieve them, which I think is amazing. From a work perspective, working very hard at the gym. Got some online courses for Les Mills on tomorrow where the program directors are going through all of the programs, new releases, which is amazing. Going to do some of my own learning as well. Got some assessments for other instructors to complete, which is great. Obviously spend time with the fam, still got heaps of gardening to do, setting some new goals in terms of training. So yeah, turning up the heat, I think I'm not one to sit still. I hassle people for being active relaxers anyway. And Justine today, I was like, I'll do this, I'll get out and do this. She's going, listen, just chill. Today's your day, sit back, I'll do that, you relax, don't worry, you can do that tomorrow. So I'm trying to slow down, I'm trying to slow myself down a little bit. And actually enjoy the sunshine, and obviously with my loved ones, dinner tonight at our favorite Mexican restaurant for the fam and extended fam, which will be nice. But I'm conscious next week is a big week, but I'm super optimistic. That there'll always be challenges, but me, mate, bottle half full. That's why I've got the world's biggest drink bottle. You can see that.
Loving it, bro.
Big as me head. Well, on brand.
I love it, brother. Sweet, mate. Well, I tell you what, I'm starting to get harassed because we've got to get and do the next stage of today. It's good actually being away for the week because you have some good intense couple of days with the kids, and then I'm off again on the road, so I got to be ready, eh? But team, as always, everybody, thank you for tuning into the DMC podcast. So, mate, I'll be making some connections with some listeners next week for a little catch up, with a listener. One of our avid listeners, I'll go and meet. And so the more we can travel and see people through this is awesome, bro. So I'm excited for that. Mate, and I'm excited about catching up again next week.
Yeah, bro, and like to the listeners and watchers out there, if you want to connect with us and catch up with us, let us know. We're around. We don't live in a cave. We're all about shared experiences and conversations. Reach out to us. Love feedback. Love hearing what you're up to. Love how you've applied some of the stuff we've talked about. Also love hearing about people that you'd like us to talk to. And also things you'd love us to talk about, books you'd love us to read, or books that have really affected you and you think would be a benefit to us and our other listeners, readers. So yeah, we love and appreciate all the support. You don't front and do something on your birthday unless you're super passionate about it with someone who you love and respect as well. So thank you as always for making this last year absolutely epic, and I'm excited to share the next year. Gonna bank it with all of you. Let's reap the rewards. Let's make kindness first and foremost on everybody's lips. Again, continue to look after each other, be an inspiration and love and support, and lift each other up. We got this, NZ, and to our global friends, we love you too. Reach out to us. Stay strong. DMC podcast episode number 28.
Take care, everybody. See you later.